So good evening, everyone. Um, so good evening, as usual. This Wednesday evening, we are here to do the evening chanting and a practice of a meditation. So before I speak, just want to announce that so you may have known tonight at 9:30 a peace walk. The monks that walking in America from Texas to Washington DC. So they are inviting members to join meditation with them. So we are going to join as well online. So that's 9:30. So if you want to stay, then you're welcome to stay as well. Right? In the meantime, we're also having this meeting on Sunday regarding the event that we are having on 17th of May, the enshrining the marker stone around this building and making this building as a sacred place. So this is a first purpose-built sacred place in the Theravada Buddhism in Scotland. So it's quite a significant event for me and also I believe for all of us. So we will have this meeting and we'll encourage all our members to take part on that too. Right? Wherever you can volunteer or support, you're welcome to take part. In the meantime, today I got the email from Hyderabad, India, inviting to attend the peace conference and requesting me to write a paper and also take some delegates. So I'm not sure whether I will be able to manage because that will be next month, end of next month, and that's closer to our event. So, but if you are interested, on behalf of me, you're welcome to go and join. Okay. And meanwhile, there is a World Cup happening in America, and apparently it's close to Florida. And that's the place where there is another meeting taking place. So from the 10 to 15 of June. So if you want to join with me, you're welcome as well. So these are some of the things, but for myself, I still don't know where will I be in summer. Uncertainty is there. And this is what happens when you have lots of a choice, you do not know what to choose. And then if you don't have any choice, and then you struggle to find which one to, or how to get that one. So that's all due to our desire to something and desire not to somewhere or something. So with that, always the difficult to choose. Nevertheless, whatever we choose, we got to be very mindful that what we are going to, or why we are going to. When we choose that, then there will be no troubles. And one of the important, after that, after you have chosen, you should not be regret with it. Because regret is something that it's too late for that, because you have already walked on that path. So never ask that if I had, or if I have chosen that right path, I could have be better, or if I have chosen left, could have reached a little earlier or a bit richer. So like that. So whichever path we take, we have to do our best so that we will not be disappointed, and we can find that path clearly. But the problem is oftentimes when we have chosen and then finding either difficult or finding don't know, then we try to find somewhere something which is much easier. That's why we are always tangling with the different things, after this tangle to another tangle, rather than untangling things. We are basically tangling after tangling. Even the new things we tangle ourselves. So the the practice of a mindfulness meditation, that's why, is something that it helps us to see that how much are we tangled in these things, and whether that is our family life, whether that is a work life, whether that's the engagement with the other members or in the community. Why are we so much tangled? So once we are aware of that, then we can choose the right path to be more happier. And whatever you are doing, you won't be bordered, or you won't be feeling heaviness in it. You will be working with a lighted heart and a shake of kindness and compassion to other people and surroundings. And whatever you do, it is not affecting you too. So, but the lack of a mindfulness, often what happens that without knowing, we take on their stories and disturbing our sleeps, and disturbing our appetite to eat as well. And that's simply because we take on their stories to ourselves too. So as a result, the practice of a mindfulness is something that really helps us to ground it and enjoying. I think I have told the stories of myself that I wanted to do, or wanted to be this, or wanted to be that, or wanted to do this, or wanted to do that, but somehow I didn't do it, and then somehow I chose to be a monk. So rather than a teacher or a footballer, so I became a monk. And then as I became a monk again, I wasn't happy to lead the community, but somehow now I am in the position to lead, and I enjoy it. So enjoying that, and doing things mindfully, so it really gives me pleasure, and also feel that this is a great opportunity that I have got and learn this. Otherwise, I would not be learning or reading or practicing this much. And yet, despite of those practices, and I felt that I was calm, or I am calm, and despite I feel like my life is not that hectic, yet I got the high blood pressure. So that happens. Think about it. if if I haven't learned meditation, how worse it could be. I would not be able to think what's happening now, how to deal with that. So that's why when I posted this morning, and then Yvonne texted me, oh, he knows how to deal with that. I was like, so like that. So that's why the practice of a mindfulness meditation is something that we able to deal with any situation and not to be disturbed by it. Things we can solve, okay. Things we can't, it's okay. That's why it's so. I think I used to say that things that you can't solve it. It's already said that you can't. Then why you put more effort to solve it? There's no way you're gonna solve it. So mindfulness actually helps and helps to see these things in different ways, and able to make a right decision, and we will not regret of it. And what then? It's okay. Let's go, like that. So that's why we are. And I normally now reflect that how fortunate we are to have this the opportunity to practice the Dhamma, and even though it is maybe in this time or in this later time, but we are very fortunate to learn these skills, which obviously I believe that helps to live our life much happier, much peaceful, much calmer, and able to deal with doesn't matter whether that's just social problems, even physical and our own mental problems as well, and we will be able to deal with that much better. Okay, so I offer this as a reflection for tonight, and let's practice meditation. Okay, this is time for the practice of a meditation, as usual. So leave all your responsibilities aside. I'll bring your attention to the moment here and now, and relax. I'll spend a few moments on the breath. So breathing in and breathing out. And the object, if possible, try to use the abdomen as a rising, falling. This is the primary object. Observing the rising and falling of abdomen. But if you feel comfortable with the breath in your nose, then that's also fine. So try not to have any thinking about the object, but the feeling of the object. We have plenty of time, and we have done plenty thinking before coming to meditate. So while we're meditating now, avoid thinking as much as possible, but to feel the breath as it rises and as it falls. And when it rises, mentally make a note, it is rising. So rising, 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 and falling, falling, falling when it is falling. You may make a note of once or twice when it is rising and when it is falling. As we are observing this rising and falling of abdomen, we may recognize mind distracts. The first distraction, probably the latest incident or action you have done, or things you want to do. In those cases, again, just recognize that and release. Release that thought and return to the object, the primary object, the rising and falling of abdomen. So rising and falling of abdomen is known as the primary object, and the rest of other objects are secondary. We do not ignore them, all the secondary objects. We recognize them, but will not spend time and return to the primary object. So whenever mind is drift away from the primary object, observing that distracted mind, acknowledging it, that mind is no more with the primary object, and make a mental note, the note of the mind that is observing at that time, and let go. So releasing from that thought and back to the primary object. So observe, acknowledge, note, and let go. And coming back to the primary object doesn't mean that we have developed the perception that we always have to be with the primary object. It is not the case. Primary object is just the platform that we are standing on. Mind will not be staying there all the time. It will be moving wherever the dominant sensations arises, whether the thought, whether the physical sensation, whether the sound that arises, it just moves. Each time when it moves, similar pattern of a practice, observe, acknowledge, note, and leave. Let go and return. Doesn't matter how many times the mind think about something else or recognize other thing. Each time it goes off, noting them, observing, acknowledging, noting, and let go. And back to the primary object again. One important task here is not to be agitated and not to have a desire. Not to be agitated when mind is not with the primary object, but thinking about it. Same time, not to have a desire that I wish my mind is always contemplating on the rising and falling of abdomen without any distractions. We are developing the awareness And we are practicing with awareness, not with a desire or resentment. We are aware of the natural phenomena of this mind, how it is taking things in, and how we are attached to. So here, rather than having attachment to any objects that comes, we simply recognize that and let go back to the primary object. Each object that comes to disturb the mind or distract the mind away, these are the good friends indicating that we need a bit of a work to be done. So basic practice is to choose the primary object and allow the mind to wander, but not let it wander. Recognize and bring it back. And this simple task, doing it again and again, it has many other layers that you will be able to recognize and understand. The first layer that we will be able to recognize is that our mind is not stable, jumping, moving. And each objects that we are observing, it seems solid, but these are all mind created. Concepts, and we conceptualize it and put it into contexts. So our basic practice is to sit calm, relax, and observe the breath in your belly rising, falling. And when the mind drifts away, simply acknowledge, observe, acknowledge, note, and let go, and gently bring it back to the primary object. So continue practicing.